just average Joe on a path of life. So turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright. I'm dreaming about music. I'm just average Joe on a path of life. So turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright. I'm dreaming about music. I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another. So I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission, what I've been making's different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching. Take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye. Word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel. But my
I like to wake up to Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew. Wake up in the morning, this is what I like to wake up with. Mr. Wake and Bake, Happy Bongos, and Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew.
Every time. Yeah, all right, we'll run it again. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so what I was saying was thank you to our sponsor Liquid Chrome for all the free gear, or at least we're sponsored in part by, and of course, Mad Dab Labs provides all of our smokables. So today we're going to be trying 3 different weeds, as we've been doing the last couple of days. Our first one is Pink Island from Mad Dabs. It smokes strong. It's a good everyday weed. It's definitely in the trip range. And then we're going to be going on to another cannabis. Actually, all 3 today are from Mad Dab Labs, so we'll be honest. And we have Pink Cream. So Pink Island, Pink Cream. Then we're going to end it off with Black Diamond. So a bunch of colors today. So Ryan's only a few minutes behind you, but that doesn't mean I can't get started and he can't catch up. As well as talking about these cannabises that I'm going to break out and talk to you a little bit, we're also going to be talking about some Marvel talk. Specifically, we're going to be talking about James McAvoy joining the MCU as Darkhawk. We'll also be talking about Justin Timberlake joining the MCU, potentially in the future as a villain. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kang and where Kang is and what's going on with Kang in the Multiverse of Madness, the Quantum Mania. So I'm going to smoke a bowl because, again, the whole point of this is we smoke bowls after a full days of work, and we do it at home. Now, I know to most of you hearing we wait all day to smoke seems like, well, of course you do. You go to work and stuff. But the reality is we've been smoking daily for a long, long time. So actually taking the break all day is kind of fun. It gets a little higher. So that was let's start off by talking about Kang. So the last time we saw Kang was being murdered. It wasn't actually Kang. It was He Who Remains, which is a character in the MCU who originally is left at the end of one of the endings of the universe. He is the final Watcher, and he creates the new Watchers. And then inevitably, he and the new Watchers take their cues from Immortus, which they kind of combine the He Who Remains character and Immortus into one in the MCU, which I'm perfectly fine with because it's kind of a big convoluted story that doesn't necessarily benefit anybody by going into the He Who Remains, the final Watcher from the death of the last universe. But that's where we were with Kang. However, if those of you that watched Loki, it ends with Loki being sent back to the TVA and everyone being different now and not recognizing him. And then we figure out that the TVA is actually many, many, many different little places and stuff, and that there could be multiples of each agent. Given that, if one agent had a good proclivity, as a variant, if he became an agent, had a proclivity for doing it, I'd imagine if any more variants of that agent came up in the normal world that weren't supposed to be there. So that's why there's potentially many Owen Wilson's characters in this, and many other characters that just keep getting used and used again, like we saw with Loki himself. But when we get back to the TVA, we see a large structure of Kang, which obviously is a lot different than where he was before because the Watchers were to be the top of the food chain to all of the TVA agents before that, and then now they have big monoliths set up to in honor of Kang the Conqueror. What I'm getting to is that this new Kang variant that we see is most likely Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is a dick. He goes through time. He has a little city called Chronopolis. In that city, he kind of jumps through time with his city, and he stops and he takes on some of the greatest warriors and some of the greatest species over time and collects them. So Chronopolis is actually made up of, it's almost like a pie, and each slice of the pie or each section of the pie is a different era that he's taken something. So in his Chronopolis, he has pyramids, and he has dinosaurs, and he has all this other stuff throughout the whole history of Earth. Both future, present, and past, as Nathaniel Richards, a descendant of Reed Richards from the year 3000 something. He is the original Kang and meets himself over and over again, and you get Iron Lad, Kang the Conqueror, Immortus, He Remains, so on and so forth. So now we know that Kang has clearly taken over the TVA as himself instead of running it quietly from behind the shadows. So that would be more the Kang the Conqueror version that would want that clout, that would want that acknowledgement from his servants, as he so does in Chronopolis. So where else does that leave us? In that we've seen something that looks like Chronopolis. And we know that Jonathan Majors is going to be appearing as Kang, specifically as Kang, not as Immortus, not as He Remains, not as Nathaniel Richards, not as Iron Lad. He's going to be showing up in Multiverse or Quantumania as Kang. And what we theorize is most likely as Kang the Conqueror. So now, where's Janet Van Dyne been this whole time? She's been in a city in the microverse, or in the quantum verse, that we see in the background, obviously, because she has clothes she's eaten since she was in there 30 years ago, or however long it'd been, 25 years. She clearly would have had to go into the bathroom at some point, right? She went in there with probably food in her stomach. I don't imagine they didn't eat that day. So, I mean, yeah. Now, the idea that the quantum energy has been sustaining her is one theory. But, I mean, if you remember, Ant-Man came out after 5 hours or 5 years in the quantum realm. And he was starving. He took that peanut butter and jam sandwich from Natasha after that conversation with Steve. So all these things put together, what does this mean? This quantum energy feeding is probably why we didn't see Janet Van Dyne or Hank Pym at the end of Endgame, even though we saw Wasp and Ant-Man. So Quantumania most likely is going to dive us into Chronopolis and Kang the Conqueror, and also most likely set up Stature, which is Scott's daughter. And she will be, make sure you close that. She will be the next, and your extra shoes are just on the ground there if you don't want to get wet. Yeah, so that's kind of where I see Kang going next and what's going to happen and how it's going to work. We're going to see Kang the Conqueror in Quantumania. He's most likely going to be in Chronopolis, but again, I don't think that he's going to play a major role in the movie. I think, though they've led him up to be, I think most of this is going to be an outside villain while them trying to work inside the quantum realm, and maybe, and again, it's called Quantumania, but I definitely don't think we're going to get 2.5 hours of Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror. I think it's going to be 2 hours of something else, and then Kang kind of leading up to the end. But that's just a theory. Marvel theory. All right, well, we're going to be joined by a friend here just in 1 second. Ryan Pearson has entered the building, and if he's ready to sit down, which he rarely even looks up when you talk to him, so I have no idea if he's ready to sit down or not, I'm going to hit the button. 3, 2, 1, go. And so we were just smoking some weed and discussing where Kang is at and where we're going with Kang, and I kind of just wrapped that up with a breakdown of where we were left with Kang and Loki, and what's coming up in Quantumania.
Nice. This guy just wants vinyl instead of embroidery for hats.
Mint.
So we can do it ourselves.
Perfect.
Give him a different price. All right, there we go.
Perfect. So yeah, we're here for a 420 session. We have 3 kinds of weed broken out. We have strawberry pink island. And we have pink cream, and we have black diamond. So let's get on to our first weed because we're a few minutes behind. I smoked a bowl, but only one small one. So if you're all done there.
All done now.
Perfect. All
Let's
right.
go. All right, bongos for everyone.
So yeah, first weed is Pink Island.
All right, sure.
That's definitely a good daily smoker.
No, 2 hours, not too bad. I like it.
I was gonna say I already did my second bowl.
Notice
Notice you got a little tag along there.
I do the hog.
A little bong buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got a couple topics to talk about today while we're getting high and discussing weed as well. Like I said, we already talked about Kang a little bit. Let's talk about the fact that Justin Timberlake, who you are getting hair advice from lately, is entering into the MCU.
Oh yeah, what character is it?
We not sure, but I've got some. Punk Beast, one of the editors from Punk Beast is our good friend, that James guy.
Okay.
We like to call him our executive producer because he puts in some time and some effort with us, and we appreciate everything he does.
I can see him being like an X-Men or.
He's a bad guy.
Okay.
James, he's coming in as a villain.
Oh, sad.
So Punk Beast broke that he's coming in as a villain and made some comments toward Doctor Doom. I can't imagine those that would be interested in watching us smoke weed and talk about Marvel don't know who Doctor Doom is, but for a quick breakdown, Doctor Doom is the leader of Latvia. He's kind of crazy. He's a brilliant doctor that kind of goes between anti-hero to full-on evil genius, depending on when and where, what time it is, so on and so forth. He's kind of a self-server, so he'll help the good guys too if he has to, kind of like in the when they lose all power. There's no power in the world. It's the Avengers Dark or something like that. And Dr. Doom is actually helping the good side and not helping the bad bad side in that one.
Okay.
It's a world where there's no energy left. Like there's no
True.
and right. Doctor Doom and Wanda are or not Doctor Doom. Doctor Strange and Wanda are fighting this massive mechanic being that is like destroying the Earth, and they're losing. Like they're not going to win this fight. They're screwed. So the only thing Doctor Strange can think of doing is opening up a portal to a world where it's like constantly vibing EMP energy.
Mm.
But when the Sorcerer Supreme kills himself using all of his energy to open up a portal, well, it didn't close. So though it killed the Beast, it also knocked out all the power on Earth forever because this portal is just open, and now everybody that used energy for magic, and not magic, but anybody that used power pretty much was screwed. Like Tony's still smart, but he's not Iron Man. There's no repulsor technology. There's no his suit weighs a fucking 1,000 pounds.
True.
Right? So like, have you ever seen? So that's one of the times that you can think of that Doctor Doom was a good guy in helping get the power back, and then I'm pretty sure he switches on them anyways.
Right.
So Punk Beast reported that next we're going to be doing Pink Island. No, Island Pink was first. We're doing Pink Cream.
Pink cream.
Middle bag there, middle pile.
Yeah, right.
Again, all of these this evening or this afternoon are coming from Mad Dab Labs. We appreciate our sponsor very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mad Dad Labs.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about some people, some characters I think he's going to play, and then I'll give a bit of a description on them, and then maybe because we know what film he's coming for.
Okay.
So, JT is rumored and slated to take on the Pink Cream Kid. That was actually the last bud of our ounce of Pink Cream. We've been smoking it for a while now. It's a really good daily smoker. It goes down pretty smooth. Works well. And actually, it was a little heavy on the throat, but that's okay. So, Justin Timberlake is coming on to be a villain in Ironheart.
Okay.
No word if there's a multi-movie deal. No word if he's staying for a long time. We'll do the Black Diamond at 420.
All right.
And then we'll do the
Swamp Weed
after that. So a couple of characters I think Justin could be coming in for. One is Andre Sims. Andre Sims is just simply a Stark employee that kind of goes a little mad at some point and steals a couple repulsor gloves, and also hacks the AI to make all the self-driving Stark cars and stuff go nuts and start killing people.
Okay.
And Ironheart he's a super hacker and really smart and yada, yada, yada. So I think that would be a good character, an adaptation of Adrian Zim. He's only been in a handful of comics, so it'd give the MCU the most malleable character to play with. Whereas if they went with someone like Doctor Doom, all eyes on JT. Don't get me wrong. Have you ever seen Alpha Dog?
He's a decent actor. Yeah, I don't.
Have you seen him in much though?
There's a few things that, and I forget what other ones there was.
He seems, from my memory, he was really good in that movie with the number on his arm. Where
I
buying lifetime.
That was a good movie.
Reverse
I think it was
debt.
called Time.
Oh right, yeah. It's like reverse debt. You get.
Yeah, you pay for your life for minutes, anyways.
That's
what it was.
Yeah. So I'm in. Hey. 420. No, dude. What? You're watching our channel and now I'm kidding. Did you see what he put up?
Yeah. Who is it?
Zach.
Yeah.
Zazula.
What is he putting up? Fish and go.
420 go. I won't even say them. Okay. Just moving on. So, Andre Sims seems like a logical character for Justin Timberlake to come in and play because there's a lot they could do with him, and then he just has to be a smart guy. Yeah. Hijack is one that looks a lot like Justin Timberlake. He's your typical, looks like you, white male of certain height and build. Hijack is
Who's Hijack again?
Oh, I know it. Even I had to go look him up. So he's a New Mutant, which is why I didn't know him.
Okay.
And he was born in Atlantis.
Okay.
So he goes to Atlantis at some point. He's a New Mutant. That's all we really know about him.
Okay.
But he can control machines. So
so he's like what's his why can't I think of his name?
Is this a character from the New Mutants?
It starts with an F.
What show? What property?
X-Men. We literally just seen this.
Oh, are you
The
talking
guy that
about
talks about the machines in the future.
the black and yellow dude?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we always joke. I joke.
Farce or Force. I can't even.
Yeah, I know.
remember.
His name is a singular of a plural of a singular.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. And
But yeah, he has the same power. He talks to machines and works.
What do you mean that he is a? Are you talking about Forge?
Yeah.
Oh,
Forge.
Forge.
Forge. There you go.
Yeah, I was talking about the weird dude that is energy that is just yellow and black. Like he has no shape or form. He's only in the X-Men cartoon.
Okay.
You don't remember he comes out of nowhere, like he's pure energy and can control things. And he's like, I is sad. Sorry for hurting you. Like he's a really nice being and he's just trying to get his love and they trying to get back to their world or whatever. Like
Oh, that's not the one that looks like a tech world and he
yeah.
takes
Like,
over everything.
he's literally just black and yellow.
Yeah,
like,
okay,
he
I know
doesn't
what you're
have-
talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's
spike-
like Exxon.
Yeah.
Planet Nine.
He has yeah. He's really funny. No, he's not part of that. And Mosaic. Do you remember Mosaic?
No, I don't think so.
I think he's an Iron Man bad guy originally that they adopted into Ironheart. Mosaic? Oh, sorry. Oh, bongo time. It's wow, you kind of talked right through 420. So we'll hit our black diamond now.
Okay.
Man, I don't even want to watch it yet. But he put it up, so Ryan, don't smoke yet. Zach and I talked about this. You're not allowed to smoke when the bongo time's on. You have to wait.
All right.
There we go. Now you can smoke.
Cheers, everyone.
God damn, I love that black diamond.
Oh yeah. Good one.
I'm gonna leave some of that black diamond separate right there. I'm gonna take a little bit of this pile. A little bit of this pile. There we go. That'll be a better mix. Now we got swamp weed. Yeah, I'm gonna check Peacemaker probably tomorrow. I'll check that out in the morning. Now Mosaic. He's an ex-basketball player, and he has mind control powers. But what he can do is he can move his essence from person to person, and when he leaves them, he retains their thoughts.
Okay.
So, like, if he goes in the president, he now knows the nuclear codes forever. Like, he doesn't lose those thoughts. He has all the president's memories. So, yeah, he kind of jumps from being to being. And he kind of, in some forms in the comic, he looks like the guy we were just talking about because he's like pure black energy. And he's always kind of broken into shards. The whole mosaic painting style is what it's referencing.
Okay.
So yeah, those are my 3 top guesses.
Okay.
And even though Punk Beast, who always knows more than us and is always way more correct than like the guys at the small screen of Punk Beast are always way more right than us about these things, I wholeheartedly do not think it's going to be Dr. Doom. I think Dr. Doom's too big of a character for Justin Timberlake, unless Marvel's really trying to make a statement. Because like Marvel's going unknown.
They need to do something because with that Fantastic Four property, it's been butchered in the past. We both know, a few times as well. Like this is going to be we include the one in the 90s. This is their 4th attempt.
Yes.
Fourth attempt.
Just the Fantastic. No.
You just said Fantastic Four. If we
Sorry,
did the 90s.
second attempt. 3rd attempt.
They did. Yeah, they rebooted the series back in 2015. Remember?
Okay, we can't really. Okay, no. But Marvel, as we know it today, wasn't involved in that. Neither was. So, okay. I only really consider the movie, like, ones we can talk about with any level of intelligence, being the late 90s, early 2000s X-Men with Captain America, with Burning Cap.
Yeah.
And the one from 2014. 15. Yeah. I think those are the only ones we can really consider as part of attempts on the Fantastic Four. Like, no one's going around saying Chris Evans is the second Captain America. Like, no one cares about the Captain America.
They're probably not going to say he's the second Flame Boy or whenever he comes out. Right?
The only reason that the 2 old actors that still get put in with their current counterparts is because they were so legendary in their time, and that's Christopher Reeves and Adam West.
I don't know.
They get pulled in as like, even though they're way before, but they're iconic. Whereas the Fantastic Four movie, if you're not a geek, you don't even know it exists.
Yeah,
It didn't get theatrical release. Like, it's a really bad, almost made for TV film.
Yeah.
And same with the Captain America, even Nick Fury. Like, there's a Nick Fury movie from David Hasselhoff plays Nick Fury in a movie.
94.
91,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, it's really old. Like, I should pick that and really piss Zach off.
Listen to Zach, that's your pick.
Zach, I started watching Wolves. I really want to know what you think. So, those are the characters I think Justin Timberlake will be playing. Is there anybody you can think of in the Iron Man or Iron... Well, I don't know if you ever read Ironheart or know much about Ironheart or Iron Lad, but you know Iron Man decently. Is there anybody you can think of, any villain that you think Justin Timberlake could play?
Mm-hmm.
Zach, you as well. Same question. And I sent you a link if you go check out your email if you would like to join us.
They could make him the Beetle. They haven't done that.
The Beetle. That's a weird ref. Wow.
They haven't done a Beetle yet. He's
No,
working for
because
Stark. He could steal the Beetle technology, I guess, or reverse
But
it.
the Beetle, to my memory, is such a small character. Like,
It's
well, I guess
just
that, like-
Spider-Man, but yeah.
like, yeah. Ryan just went to. It's so funny you said Gambit when I was surprising everybody with the chop cards. So like, why aren't you? Oh, you didn't pick Superman, Spider-Man because of Drew.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I should have made you just a different Spider-Man, which that's so fitting because there's Now, Darkhawk. I want to talk about James McAvoy coming in. No. Wolves. One of our films for Movie Club. I started watching Wolves. The Beetle is a very little known Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
His tech involves bird. Like, man, I don't remember what the hell. I just know he has a suit.
Yeah, he has like a Beetle suit, and that's pretty much. He's like Tony Stark tech, basically.
Yeah, bad guy with no creativity that is kind of like Iron Man with less power. Oh yeah, so yeah, there's this Spider-Man, but Justin Timberlake is going to be playing a villain in the upcoming Ironheart film. So we're looking at bad guys from the Iron Man or Ironheart realm. But I mean, the MCU has no problem with no, not Pringo. But the MCU has no problem with crossing back bad guys over. So, I mean, there's always the potential it could be somebody from one of Spider-Man's bad guys or so and so. Okay,
Yeah.
Probably not Spider-Man, but anybody else's.
True.
Just because Spider-Man bad guys are primarily owned by Sony.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, Darkhawk. So Darkhawk is this ridiculously overpowered character, and I took a screenshot just so I was writing down his attributes.
And that's who James McGorvey or
McAvey will be
McAvoy.
McAvoy. So energy blasts, shield, Stargate,
Yeah, he has a suit as well. Like it's a suit.
creation, teleportation, mysticism, flight, night vision, claw. Like he's got he's healing factor, superhuman strength. It all depends on what version, right? But yeah, he seems to have tech on top of also being a superhero all on his own.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, super speed, super reflexes, super stamina, adaptive metamorphosis, size alteration, and weapon formation. Like he's coming in like just to be a superly overpowered, like Captain Marvel level. I can kick at, do whatever I want, bad guy or good guy.
No, huh?
And then you got JT coming in as some bad guy. We're not really sure who yet. So you have the Spider-Man villain there. The Beetle's the first one you'd think of for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think if they were going to bring the Osmonds and Oscorp in at some point, I think he'd make a good Harry Osborn. And then he could be Agent Venom. What are you doing?
Oh, just looking up Buddy wants quotes on this, whatever, but I'll do that later.
We are live.
Iron Man villains is what I want to go.
Oh, okay. You're gonna take a look in there. So, Ironheart. If I'm going to theorize about what Ironheart's going to be about, and we've talked about this at a time or two before, Ironheart, I think, is going to look at missing Stark tech while also looking at a recipient of the Stark grant. So, the grant that he was giving out. So the Stark grant was given out at the beginning of Civil War. He gave every MIT student, he funded all their projects. So I'm guessing that Ironheart was in that room and had her project funded and decided to follow in Stark's footsteps with some sort of, I'd imagine it's going to be for a much better purpose. It's probably going to be to help someone that's been crippled or someone that has lost the use of a limb or lost a limb, so on and so forth. And in that, she's going to invent her own iron suit, I'm guessing. And also be looking at, some form like, so when the Falcon...
What about Crimson Dynamo?
Isn't that a female?
No.
No, right,
It's
sorry.
another machine, but, like, you don't remember Crimson Dynamo? It's one of Tony's, like, pretty much ultimate bad guys that he always fights, right? Like, it's like Ultraman, like, he has always fought Crimson Dynamo in all the comics.
I got into Iron Man in the 90s in that original cartoon. And then those weird Japanese movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure Crimson Dynamo is either. Like the weird Japanese ones. Well, they're not weird Japanese ones. They're more anime. And in them, he fights the Ten Rings, but both his tech and the Ten Rings are ancient technology. And
Crimson Dynamo, one of Iron Man's
Look,
most
yeah.
fulfilling
I just didn't
characters.
read the Iron Man comics.
Okay,
It's
okay.
always been cartoon and live action for me for Iron Man.
Yeah, he's like the Soviet version of Iron Man. That's pretty much what he is.
Oh yeah, so like
Like the Captain America we saw in
Yeah.
Black Widow, right?
yeah, you knew exactly where I was going. I was trying to remember either his name,
Red Army or Red
No.
something.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian or he was something, right?
So yeah, I think this
this
upcoming film is going to be okay. I think this upcoming film, the Ironheart film is going to be following someone that got the grant. That's who she's going to be. That's what her character arc's going to be, and as well as so when the Vulture tried to steal stuff from the plane, Spider-Man crashed the plane, right? So like all that Stark tech was just scattered along Coney Island, or I don't know where is that. Was it Coney Island? The beach, wherever they were. I'm pretty sure Coney Island, because all the games and stuff are there.
Yeah.
So all that Stark tech, which we saw that as they cataloged it as the Vulture went through it, there was the Mark 42 armor, I think it is. There were like boxes and boxes and fucking boxes of arc reactors. The newest version, like just so many arc reactors. Like when Happy closes that bin's like this tall, this wide of things that are this size.
Yeah.
And they're like a nuclear plant in each one. And those all got crashed along the beach, like so much. Thor's belt. So, like, I'm guessing Ironheart bad guy, which is going to be Justin Timberlake, will have salvaged some of that stuff. And that's where I bring it back to Andre Sims, because he might have been a disgruntled Stark employee.
It
you
could
know?
be. It could just
And
probably
then-
going to be an employee, right?
Well, you remember Batman Forever with the Riddler? Like that came again. I like what we talk about. Stark is both the cause and the solution of every problem in the MCU,
Yeah, it makes sense.
right? So why
Maybe
would
maybe he was a rival of Ironheart in their class or something too.
have you ever seen the cartoon where that's the storyline? Iron Man and Mandarin are like best friends in high school.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
I gotta send you that. Remember, I found all those the different like I'm like I have so many cartoons that I can't find anywhere else. I found that hard drive, and we should really sit down and watch. Some of it's
from the 2000s, but it's just really cool storylines.
Right.
Like that's the Iron Man I remember watching in high school.
Yeah, that one's the 90s one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The 90s Hulk's pretty good too.
I do not remember the 90s Hulk whatsoever.
You don't?
I
It
don't.
lasted 2 seasons. It was like other than Spider-Man and X-Men is the one that lasted the longest.
Well, I thought Iron Man had 3 seasons.
No, I don't even one.
Uh,
Well, the one from the 90s, anyways. I don't know if the one after that.
and I didn't watch animated series, but I watched Batman. This one
That one's
and Beyond.
And
'Cause
yeah,
they're-
DC's always killed it in animation. So
these are continuations of each
this
other.
was bad, but the Justice League, that I sent you, that's
Right,
really
like
good.
these are actually a series. Like
Yeah.
it's Batman the animated series, and then Batman Beyond, where this Batman
Yeah,
becomes
trains
old
on them.
man Batman, which is one of my favorite storylines in the cartoon. Some of the cartoons, like where Batman's up on the space station,
Yeah.
just like old and cranky and crazy and
Oh yeah.
building shit. And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get into stuff past the 2 series that we've seen so much. I'm actually excited to get into things like Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars or Iron Man. Dragon Ball Z, I kind of want to do the when he's like just screaming for 7 episodes in a row, turning into like the first time Goku turns into a Super Saiyan.
You want to do the Frieza one?
Yeah. That's like 5 episodes straight, and he's just like, oh, and they're just screaming at each other.
Pretty much. Yeah, for 5-7 episodes.
I remember watching that going, this is fucking brilliant. And it's just 2 people screaming at each other like nothing has happened in ages. But because they're so powerful, I think it was trying to, when I think back on it, I think it's trying to depict that time just moves differently for beings of that strength,
Yeah.
of that level, right? They're damn near gods.
That's the whole planet was just blowing up at the time.
No, what are the other guys doing? What's the little guy doing? What's his name again?
Krillin?
Goku, but this big?
Krillin?
Is that Goku's kid?
Oh, Gohan?
Is that Gohan? Yeah. Goku, Gohan, and then those are the 2 main good guys, right?
And then his buddy Krillin is the bald guy, the little bald guy.
Oh, the little angry dude.
yeah.
I'm really happy, like the guys with glasses, right?
Oh no,
Beard.
that's his trainer.
No.
No beard, but he is bald. But his name is Krillin. I don't know
And then
what
there's
his
the
name
green
is,
dude.
but, yeah. The green dude's Piccolo. He's right there. Oh, there's Krillin.
Frieza's freaky and white,
Yeah, and then you got
White and purple.
Vegeta's his cousin or something like that.
but also a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch a lot of it. I only watched that season because it was on YTV or whatever I was watching at the time.
Yeah, it got weird and bad at the end, like every thing.
Yeah, anything goes too long, you got to take creative risks and stuff.
It's true.
Yeah, so that was that's my assumption of what Iron Heart's going to be about. Well, all we can do is theorize now. So we're going to have to start working on our own theories as everything being delayed gives us more time to tear stuff apart, talk about what could be happening, and maybe articulate and build some new and better theories of our own.
I'm done.
What movies are we doing this weekend, Ryan? We're doing Wolves,
Wolves,
Man of the World, and Man of Tai Chi.
Man of Tai Chi,
I love Man of Tai Chi. You guys are going to be really surprised by it. I can break this, but there's a ton of subtitles.
okay.
Like, it's almost entirely in another language.
Nice.
And you know how much I hate that. That gives a level of how good I think this movie is. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, I'll read for this.
Fair enough.
And I want to
Well, I know what Tai Chi is, so I'm assuming it has something to do with Kung Fu.
Yeah, it is a martial arts movie, yes.
Yeah.
Somewhat. I don't want to break anything because Zach hates knowing anything going on.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be respectful of that, I guess. Yeah, so those are the main 3 things I want to talk about. I kind of broke down at the beginning Kang and where we were left with Kang and the
You gotta watch all the IP Man movies too. Have you seen them?
IP Man movies.
They're Bruce Lee's trainer,
Oh,
but
no.
it's about his life, like how he met Bruce Lee and stuff.
I have not. Bongo Time?
Those are my favorite ones. If you're getting into Immersion Nights, I'll definitely pick them.
man, just for we haven't gotten to talk about the Doctor Strange trailer yet, which maybe we'll talk about that at our next 420 talk. We should. We'll each watch that a handful of times, and we'll have that ready to chat over for Monday. Which Monday we'll be going live. Probably I'll be going live at 4:00 if the world allows us the time off. But no matter what, at 9:30 on Monday night, we will be back live talking about Wolves, Man of Tai Chi, and Man of the World. Thanks for smoking along with us so far. I've had fun. Have you had fun?
Oh yeah, nice night.
I think we're going to smoke a couple more just before we get off and just kind of barrel it down. If you have any movie suggestions that we should check out in Movie Club, we'll gladly take them under consideration. We've watched a lot of different films over the time, and I'm going to start talking about some of them again. I said I was going to start on my little Keanu Reeves kick, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go through my 3 lesser-known Keanu Reeves films probably first.
Sounds good.
And then we'll be into February. Right, anything else you want to say to the crowd?
Happy bongos, everyone, and keep on smoking.
Well, I think that deserves a good old bongo, man. Oh, we just actually had some people join us. I guess you have to get back for work, eh?
Yeah.
Well, Ryan does have to continue to work for the day, and as do I. So we've checked in. We've smoked a bunch of bowls together. We always enjoy hanging out with everybody. And, yeah, we will be back probably at some point over the weekend. No scheduled times on the weekend, but we'll definitely be back, all 3 of us, Monday evening to talk about the Wolves, Man of Tai Chi, and Man of the World as well. A huge shout-out to Liquid Chrome.
Thank you.
All of our equipment is supplied, at least in part, by them. And to Mad Dab Labs for sponsoring this episode, as today's weeds were Island Pink, available at maddablabs.com, and Pink Green and Black Diamond, part of the Super Quad series.
They will get you high.
We are definitely high, especially at the swamp weed. It just gets you an extra little kick. But,
Okay, yeah.
well, as always, we appreciate you smoking along, and you stay tuned and stay lifted.
Average Joe on a path of light, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I'm just average Joe on a path of light, so turn off the light, let me get some sleep tonight. Alright, I'm dreaming about music. I close my eyes on a pillow and wake up on a stage where I'm dreaming about making more than minimum wage. The day's short, I don't know if I'ma see another. So I've been looking through the music like I'm Stevie Wonder. Make a mission, what I've been making's different. I'm hungry, my tummy aching. Take a listen. Jukebox in my third eye. Word life, you heard right. Trying to get unstoned and stop living the curb life. The blurred light, hope at the end of my tunnel. But my head's been in the sky.
No matter where you go, there you are.
I like to wake up to Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew. morning. This is what I like to wake up with. Mr. Wake and Bake, Happy Bongos, and Chocolate Bombs by Skeleton Crew.
No matter where you go, there you are. No matter where you go, there you are.
Let's get dangerous.
No matter where you go,